How's it going, everybody? Teddy Solomon here with Don's Insiders, and I've got a very special guest on the line right now. We've got Brandon Averette, who recently transferred out of Utah Valley and is the newest member of the 2020 to 2021 BYU Cougar squad. Brandon, thanks so much for joining me today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So I want to start things out by asking, why BYU? What went into your decision to spend your last year of eligibility as a Cougar?
Coach Pope, he was the one that recruited me to UVU, and after my redshirt year, he went to BYU, and I never got to play for him, and that was something that I was really looking forward to throughout my entire redshirt year, just working so hard and wanting to play under him and in his system, and just like seeing how he puts so much confidence in his players and how he brings the most out of like essentially all his players. Most guys maximize their potential, or they just seem to play way better under him. So just seeing how he interacts with his players and how guys respond to him is just something that I really liked and I wanted to be a part of.
Definitely. And BYU had a ton of success this year. They were going to be going on to the NCAA tournament. They were taking down a lot of great teams in conference play and out of conference play. And they had some great players like Yoli Childs, like TJ Haws. Was that success one of the main reasons you decided to go to BYU?
Yeah, definitely. Just seeing how they just got so much better under Coach Pope, and I seen they were losing kind of a lot of guys, and they were in need of a point guard. So just kind of seeing all that and everything was definitely a factor in it.
For sure. And so being in the WCC, you're going to get a chance to play Gonzaga, and the Bulldogs, they're one of the favorites to win the national championship. A lot of players tell us the opportunity to play them twice is one of the things that draws them to the WCC. How excited are you to get a chance to play against Gonzaga and really all the teams in the WCC?
I'm very excited. This is something like I really couldn't see coming in the near future, so it's very exciting to be able to play against the top talent in the nation, so it should be real fun.
Definitely. And moving on to discussing BYU's team specifically, our followers know that until you committed, the Cougars had a dominant front court, including getting Matt Harms, but they were somewhat lacking when it came to guards and quickness. Was that another factor that drew you to BYU? And looking at players like TJ Haws, the players of the past that are similar to you, very quick, very explosive playmakers, do you feel like you have big shoes to fill in him? And are you excited to have this likely a starter role as a guard?
Definitely. TJ Haws is a great player. I remember seeing him play during my redshirt year against UVU, and he was honestly way better than I was expecting. So he's a great player, and I know the Cougar Nation definitely loves him.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely feel like that's definitely some big shoes to fill. But I'm looking forward to taking on the challenge and just showing what I can do out there and doing whatever I can to help the team win.
Definitely. And how do you feel about playing with a 7'3" center in Harms? Are you excited about that?
Definitely excited. A smaller guy like myself, like playing with a 7'3" guy is just a dream. Coming off pick and rolls and just being able just to throw it up there, he just catches it and puts it in. So it's definitely exciting being able to play with a guy like that.
For sure. And I definitely wanted to ask about your size, as it's extremely rare to find such a successful Division I player standing below 6 feet. To better understand your game and you as a player, in what ways do you think your size is an asset, and in what ways, if any, do you think it's a liability on the court?
Well, I'll start off by just saying how it's a liability. Just being smaller in D1 basketball, I have to work way harder than everybody, obviously. I have to do the little things. I might have to take charges here and there, or just talk a lot, bring energy to the game, just so I can have an impact, because I'm just not that 6'4" guy that can dunk every time I want to. So it's definitely tougher, but it's kind of been tougher for me my whole life, because I've been a basketball player my entire life. I've been the shortest guy on every team, so I'm definitely used to being a little guy. But so as an asset, I'd say for the most part, not too many people that I know can guard me. Like everybody I talk to always says it's harder to guard a smaller guy that's real quick like me and can handle the ball and shoot the ball. So that's definitely something that I have an advantage over the people. And also defensively, most guys don't like little guys, little kind of strong guys like me under them and all up in them on defense. So just me being able to, I'm lower to the ground, so I can. When you dribble, I'm kind of right there. So I'm able to make quite a few people uncomfortable in that way.
Definitely. And now I want to ask you a question that we ask all of the mid-major players that we interview, and it's especially applicable for you. So you transferred from a high major, Oklahoma State, to a mid-major, Utah Valley, and now to another mid-major, BYU. So my question is, do you think it's better to be a star for a mid-major team or a bench player for a high major, especially given the success of mid-majors in recent years?
I definitely feel like I'm a strong advocate for you should go to a school that best fits your situation.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm not too big on the high major and go sit on the bench or be the seventh guy on the team. And, like, there's nothing wrong with going to a mid-major like you were saying, because there's a lot of guys who came from smaller schools that had a lot of success even in the NBA. You know?
For sure.
There's superstars in the NBA that came from mid-major. So I think we're coming into an age of where, like, levels of schools are kind of becoming more and more irrelevant. It's just a matter of what can you do out there on the floor? What kind of impact can you bring to the game? How can you help a team type thing? So just kind of, I would say, just go to a school that fits your game and where you're going to be able to play the way that you believe you can play.
Without a doubt. And just a couple of more questions left. Given that we are in very unusual times, I want to touch on what life has been like for you in the midst of this global pandemic. So how was the transfer process different this time around? And also, have you been able to keep up with practicing and workouts during the past couple of months, given everything that's going on?
So last time I transferred, it wasn't like a transfer portal thing. So, I mean, you kind of had to get a release from your head coach, and they had to sign off and everything. So, in that regard, it was definitely different. I mean, the transfer portal is much more efficient. It's easier. You kind of just get in touch with your compliance or administration, tell them you want to hit the portal, and you're in the portal kind of thing. You have to sign a sheet, and that's that. So, it was definitely a much easier and efficient process. And over the quarantine, I tried like the first 2 weeks. I was kind of just at home, just like, man, and I was kind of itching to get some work in. So I started just doing calisthenics, push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, started running a mile or two every day and just trying to stay safe and just stay active, get a sweat every day. So it was only so much you could do without being in the gym. I've never been away from the gym that long. So
for sure.
I tried to keep my skills on point, at least keep my handle tight, work on my finishing here and there. So I definitely try to do a few things to stay active and keep my game in shape.
For sure, yeah. And then I want to ask now, with our final two questions, we like to talk about goals. So the first one is, what's your main goal at BYU? Do you want to make the NCAA tournament? Do you want to average a certain number of points or assists per game? What would you say is that one goal you'd like to achieve this season?
Well, the main goal is definitely I want to go to the NCAA tournament. And even on a larger scale than that, I believe this team has Sweet 16 at least type talent on this team, you know.
Definitely.
So I want to go to the NCAA tournament and make a run, just not be okay with just being there and losing in the first round kind of thing. I want to actually make some noise and open a lot of people's eyes to how good BYU basketball is.
Definitely. And then lastly, what are your career goals? Do you want to play basketball professionally, coach, or do something else entirely?
I definitely want to stay around the game of basketball. So I want to be an NBA player. That's definitely my ultimate dream. But essentially, I just want to be a pro basketball player, play for however long as I can. And one day, maybe I want to, whenever I'm done playing, I want to own my own businesses, kind of training business with the basketball, and just kind of helping kids in my community, giving them opportunities, just helping them get to that next level.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much, Brandon.